Feeling stuck like you, don't know what to do. I know there's more in you, but you cannot see it. There's a remedy, and I've got the strategy. It's time to turn your dreams into a reality. Push, and I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to. And I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to.
I want to transition a little bit into um, ways to master, self-controls, ways to master this, so we don't make mistakes, so we help ourselves and we fight the flesh and our emotions. It's good to have emotions. I'm a very passionate person, but I am also very aware that in certain environments, passion is received the wrong way. For a long time, as a woman of color, you come off too passionate in the business world. When I'm, giving my opinions and advice, they look at it like she's aggressive. It's like, no, I'm just passionate. I'm just saying what I feel, like everybody else in the room. So it's not about you having to change yourself, but it's how you deliver it. And I've learned now, how do I deliver my.
Well, if it's how you to change yourself to survive and thrive in modernity, then you need to change yourself. Because again, passion has a way it plays with emotions that's far off the reach of your control.
Mhm,
And you need to be in control.
mhm.
And that's why I always say, even when I happen to go out
Mhm.
in the public, it's time for good time. I'm gonna get an Uber back home. I don't need to drive, but still I watch what I take in because I always want to be on top of the situation, to control my mind, to be the master of my mind, to make my right decisions right there. Even when I'm at the house, I don't seize that opportunity to get my to create a situation where I will take in any substance that's
Gonna make
gonna
you look.
control the way I process my thoughts,
Yeah, yeah,
the way I control my emotions. Because
mm,
at any given time in this world, you're supposed to be
yeah,
the master of your actions.
yeah.
You're
Self
supposed to be
control.
in control.
Yeah,
Never be vulnerable. Even to those you love the best, always make sure you look behind what you see. You control your emotions.
yeah.
You
So
control
important.
your output because you don't know when it's coming. You don't know when the wind will blow. These
Yeah,
are things you're doing, they're unpredictable.
yeah,
You don't know what they will use them to throw them at you.
yeah.
So if you haven't developed the inbuilt system to react to such situations,
Mm.
you will end up finding yourself where you don't want to be.
Exactly.
And by the time you say, had I known,
Yeah,
it's already gone.
it's already gone, and that's the part that I do listen. We have topics like this to make sure we learn, because in our culture, Black culture, sometimes it is that, oh, you're strong when you say what you feel. You're strong when you react in certain ways, and it's like, no, let me be weak then, if silence is best. Like you said, be afraid of a man who lives without saying nothing, because you say nothing, nobody has nothing to use. You've controlled yourself,
That's
and
it.
then you give yourself time to process. And that's one thing I learned from mentors and people in my life. I've learned now to say nothing, take time, think through things, then come back. I've been in situations in business where I've known people have wanted to get a reaction out of me, and I said, no, because guess what? This is not just about us. It's about every woman of color who comes after me to this client. I refuse to give you the reaction. I'm not going to let anything give me the reaction, because I always think not only about myself, I think about who wants to come after me, and I never want people to generalize over that person because of how I behaved. So I try to always look out for others in my reactions. Every now and then we make mistakes. I'm sure we'll regret so much, but we just don't want at your highest moment for you to lose something so powerful that he worked for because of not having self control. So, ways to master self control, I want to go into a little bit is emotional intelligence. I'm sure you've heard and you've given some great gems today. Receive, digest, and react later. I'm gonna live by that. I'm gonna quote that, and I ask you guys as listeners to quote it. Receive, digest, react later. You can use this in every area of your life because we need to have self control as people going after our purpose and living in a world with people with different personalities, different ways of thinking and doing things. We don't want to be a victim and lose everything we're building for our businesses and our career. So, ways to be mindful is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your emotions in a positive way, to relieve stress, to communicate effectively, and to empathize with others, and to overcome challenges and diffuse conflicts. So, in emotional intelligence, which I think is definitely such a strength of yours, it really calls for there's four buckets of it to recognize and then do regulation on. They want you to recognize to be self aware. You know, if you're self aware, you know situations that how you typically react, you know how you receive certain things, you know what are triggers for you. You pay attention to make sure the environments that you're in, you're self aware, you know who you are. And then social awareness is being able to listen, be a good listener, be empathetic. So when somebody says something that you know is trying to trigger you to lose your self control, listen first. Because a lot of people, we don't listen, and that also hinders us, but also being empathetic. Self management is a part of the regulation that you're doing with emotional intelligence. You want to now be able to take these things and have self control. You want to be able to know how to control your emotions. So, whatever you, and know yourself enough that whatever situation you're in, you're able to calm yourself down. And then, of course, building relationships and continuing to influence environments and make sure that you know how to manage conflict. So when you're in situations, you know how to be the one to solve and calm down versus to, turn things up. So I just want to get your thoughts just on emotional intelligence in any way that you can sum up for listeners. What are ways that we can continue to work our on building self-control and living a life of self-control, because we don't want to react on how we feel in the moment. We have to live life thinking after this moment, what will happen if I respond? And it's hard. I mean, we all go through this.
Yes, well, to later respond, one of the last one among the three that I give to react later, sometimes if somebody come and say something to you, which is hurting, you don't like what you heard, you received, you digest, and you can go in your house just within yourself and actually react right there. Try to vent out on your own, or maybe talking to somebody who is not going to make an issue out of what you just had.
Mhm.
And then from there, you can actually sit down and be strategic in your reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, what has been said to me is this something, if you want to go through the law to address it, you can go. With modernity, the law is the boss, the law is the man, the law is the muscle. It's not a place now in our present world where you show your strength through muscle, where you react through muscle.
Mhm.
Because emotion is actually physically displaying your displeasure of a situation or your pleasure of a situation. It either shows displeasure or pleasure. It's a two-way street.
Mhm.
You can use emotions to show happiness.
Yeah.
You can use emotions to show sadness or anger.
Yeah.
You get it? So it has to do with your physical self
Mm.
demonstrating what you feel at a given situation. And you have to be a master to control that situation.
That's good. That's
Laughing
true.
will not hurt nobody. If I go down in Wall and decide to be in Broad Street, New York, and laugh throughout, it's not gonna hurt nobody. Nobody's gonna put me at the book. In fact, they will be laughing at me because my laughing will not hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if even you react emotion like you vent out, which they will receive another way. But if you know the way to vent out, where to vent out after something has been done, will minimize the situation more than going physical.
Yeah.
Do not let the emotion be physical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More when it has negative attributes.
So you're saying, which is good, you can speak up. We're not saying don't speak up, but do it in a way that you've thought through, it's intelligent, and your responses are going to be received. It doesn't have this aggressiveness that, or, could turn physical. You're able to really think through and have valid points before you respond.
Yes, there was a given situation that happened a long time ago where somebody actually cornered me in seeing my reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Actually said like negative causing words to me,
Mm-hmm.
which the person he was trying to give hit me with what I always say, the textbook of the black man that they use against most of us, is to send things at us which they already have calculated that will come up with a reaction that they're going to use against us. So guess what I did? I had the person. I made like I don't hear what he was saying. After the conversation, 2, 3, 4, 5 people were there and all of them. At the end of the day, I said, you know what you said earlier was very insulting. I demand an apology. Do you know that? I said, I just didn't want to react in a way that doesn't define my character. Because the way you treated me, if I had spontaneously react, I might have overreacted.
Yeah.
I said, for what you said to me earlier, I think I demand an apology from you. It's not supposed to be said to me. You knew what you said wasn't appropriate. So I took time.
Yeah. You calmed
myself down, received it, and re-delivered it to him now. And now he was the one on the weak link. He was trying to build a situation where I will show qualities that are not appropriate.
He didn't know you mastered
yes,
self-control.
But now I place her in a weak situation, in a situation of weakness, where she wants to place me. That's where I place her, and I demand apology. And she surely apologized in front of everybody because what I said was appropriate.
Yeah.
You get the point?
Yeah.
So these are ways. Not everybody has what it takes to be able to, but let us just know that now the man of the world is the law.
Yeah, and man and woman, when we say man, we mean
man.
It's
general.
General.
The man of the law, of the world now, is the law. The law is the boss. The law is the addressers of complex issues. It's not your physical strength. It's not you going and to beat someone. Even if the person has said the worst to you, if you allow the law to address things for you. That's why modernity has complex laws to address these issues. Don't be physical. I said now, the physical attribute of a man will best be displayed behind the doors, Mrs. and Master, when they make fun and enjoy their sexual life. That's where you show your physical pose. But other than that, there's no place on earth now that you can show, or in sport, you can show you're strong. If you know you can fight, go and train boxing.
Yeah.
You will show. Yes, you will react. There are places where you cannot refrain from reacting in such ways. Where your life is at risk. If you don't react that way, you're not gonna walk there alive. It's either you or them. So at that time, there are no options. It's death or alive. Then you will react to save yourself, because the best rule of nature is self.
Yeah.
You have to react in order for you to save your life from that kind of situation. I'm not talking about that situation. That's different.
Yeah.
But where there's a possibility for you to walk away, even if it causes you to run away from it.
Yeah.
Because I always say this: When it has to be physical, there is no winner.
Yeah, yeah,
If even you are doing it in self-defense or the person being the aggressor, it's either you hurt the person and end up being in a situation, or the person hurts you, and even though you're gonna sue them or do them whatever, you end up being in pain. So
yeah.
the best situation here is to find a way and walk out of that situation. As long as you know it doesn't cost your life, you'll be able to walk out from there. Avoid.
Yeah.
Avoidance is the best solution.
That's such a perfect place to end. Mr. Sasay, wow, you gave us some gems today. I'm
Thank
even
you.
taking notes. It's so important. Remember, all my listeners, receive, digest, react later. Master your emotions, emotional intelligence, be able to have self control. We want to make sure we push to our purpose and business career beyond. We cannot allow for anybody to trigger us. And it's again, my heart goes out to Will and to Chris. And I'm hopeful that this situation will dissolve and everybody will be able to learn from it, and that all the hard work they both have done, this will not continue to harp over them, but there's consequences for every reaction. So let's make sure our reaction in with our business and our customers and our clients, as well as our careers, we make sure that we react that in a way that will help the next person who comes after us. So, guys, it has been great. This is part 2 of the art of self control. And as you know, we will continue to bring you amazing episodes, 15 minutes time frame, so you can be able to listen, learn, and digest everything. I'm so excited for what this season have in store. As you see, we're bringing it raw, we're bringing it real in season 3, because I want you to succeed in everything you're doing. So join us again. We'll have to bring you back, Mr. Sasay, to give us more wisdom and knowledge. Because if there's one thing I know I love about you, you are so filled with so much knowledge. So thank you for being the guest of your wife on our anniversary. I
Thank you. Thank you.
appreciate
It's an
it.
opportunity. It's an opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So
I'm
thank you
privileged.
guys. If for more information on for myself, pushstrategist.com, and we look forward to seeing you again. Join us for our next episode. Bye bye.